What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. Usually Casino's over there, but he's taking a phone call, so I thought I would start without him so we don't keep you lovely folks waiting. But happy Monday to everybody. We have a good show today. We're going to be talking about, obviously, some March Madness, Travis Kelce signing a ridiculous contract. Apparently, all of a sudden, everyone cares about flag football. I don't know when that started, where now it's like, you got to respect these guys. I mean, they beat NFL players in shorts, and it's just, we'll talk about that. Obviously, you can see how I feel about it, but we'll just wait for Casino to get on before we dive into any of that. So like, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, and Rumble. So whichever one you're watching from, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, everybody comment, let us know how your weekend went. Let us know what your favorite sports moment was, all that kind of stuff. But first, let's start with, and then Casino can jump in here. First, let's start with March Madness. Out of, I think it was like 26 billion brackets, there's only one remaining that's still perfect. If there is legitimately somebody out there, it's got to be AI. Everything now becomes AI, where it's like, oh, I just plugged in all the teams and they ran 10 billion probabilities, and that's how I got a perfect bracket. But if somebody legitimately does get a perfect bracket the first year they announce that $1 billion contest, like that would, could you imagine? Like, even just winning, I mean, we only need $1 million, right? Like, that's the grand prize on most game shows, is amazing. Now imagine winning $1 billion because you got a perfect bracket for what is it, March Madness. That would be just insane. But with March Madness, we are in the Sweet 16, and the teams in the Sweet 16 are Duke and St. John's, where St. John's had that great game against Kansas. We're getting some comments. Unknown L4T6F says, what's up, buddy? Yeah, what up? Right back at you. But let's go through these. So Duke, St. John's. Duke, as we predicted, has just been steamrolling the competition. St. John's had that great game against Kansas, with the last, 3 to 5 minutes of that game being what March Madness is all about. But still, Duke is going to probably destroy them. They're 6.5 point favorites already. Michigan State, UConn would be the next one. That game's going to be pretty good. Both those teams have kind of steamrolled their way to this spot. So I don't know. Again, it's March Madness is weird because you get all these great upsets where it's all these teams that are like, kind of close to each other. And then they get to play like the big boys in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 and just get annihilated, like just get absolutely destroyed. And it's sad because, again, last night, what happened with Iowa and Florida, great ending, great game. And then now they're going to Nebraska. Nebraska's not even a powerhouse, but they're 2-point favorites. Again, Florida was the powerhouse. They were number one after they absolutely destroyed the 16 seed by, I think it was like 75 points or something like that. I could look. 114 to 55. Yeah, then they get upset by Iowa. Obviously, the champions of last year was Florida, so that's cool to see. Illinois, Houston. We talked about Houston being one we think could win it all. I still think it's going to be Duke, Houston, Arizona, Michigan, probably, even though Michigan, Alabama, I keep seeing a lot of people picking that upset just because of what Alabama did to Texas Tech. But again, Michigan is still an 11-point favorite. Tennessee, Iowa State, Texas, Purdue, Texas, Gonzaga was a good game too. I watched that one. Miami, Purdue. I thought Miami would be a sleeper pick, but no. And then finally, Arizona, Arkansas. So again, all these Sweet 16 games, 7.5, 8.5, 2.5 with Michigan State and UConn. Everybody else is Iowa, Nebraska's 1.5, Houston's 3.5. 4.5. So again, outside of the Michigan and the Duke game, and Arizona, everybody else is pretty close. So, what is it? You look like a cool dude. Thanks, buddy. I liked and subbed. Also, I'm not cool at all. Not even. I'm wearing this shirt that I never realized until I put it on is got like bleach stains on the shoulder of it, and I just wear it to the gym, but I always forget I have it until like I look and I'm like, what's on my shoulder? And then it's
don't worry, the show is here.
Here's Casino.
The show is
that was
back.
Weird. Usually when I remove you, you can't wait. Talk. Oh no.
Talk? Yeah, okay, I'm talking. Hi, how's it going?
Well, no, we could hear you when you weren't on screen, which is weird. But
really, I thought I hit the mute button. Well,
no, I did, but then when you hit the unmute button, I could still hear you when you aren't on the stream, which has never happened before. So that's weird. Yeah,
how's
welcome, Casino.
Yeah, sorry, that was an important phone call. I had to take it.
What is it? One of the first comments. Also, I got to turn my speakers up. One of the first comments I got was, "You look like a cool dude," from unknown L4T6F. So, yeah, thanks, buddy.
He's okay. He's okay. I mean,
also got my name on this cup right here that I just conveniently put in frame. Yeah, what's going on, Casino?
Not much. Just taking it all in. Got a lot going on my plate right now. Update, by the way, on that warranty. Got that figured out finally with that TV. I know everybody was excited for it. Basically, we did all the diagnostics, sent them pictures of the issue on the TV. They're like, we'll send you a new TV. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been asking for the last month and a half. Thank you. But they gave here's the shit thing. They gave me options, and when they gave me options, none of them were a Samsung TV. And I'm like, I don't want these. Like, I don't want these knockoffs, like horrible. So I had to call them back, be like, hey, my entire house is set up through Samsung, and I have it all linked up through this sort of app. And they're like, oh yeah, let us send you some Samsung TVs. And I'm like, yeah, just because they're high end and top of the line. Come on now.
This is a new feature you can do now where you can put polls.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Does anyone care about Casino's warranty? Yes or absolutely no? I don't know how you can vote on this. Oh, but I could change where it is on the screen. That's a new feature. That's cool.
Every time we get on here, there's a new feature.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Now, so there's a new feature that you can make the poll, but how do you do the poll, right? So
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if somebody can try to click on that. I don't know what we're streaming on like 6 different platforms. So I don't know what platform you could actually click or the poll actually pops up, because again, I can't vote on it. So we can't vote on it. So how do people vote on it? I don't know. I'll leave that up. Why not? Just see if you can click on it and let us know. This is a test run. So then we can actually use the poll for something. So, you type 1 or 2 in chat. So
type 1 or 2?
I type 2, does it pop up?
Oh,
that's cool. That's cool. But
I know you do care. I know you care. I know you care.
Ninja Ginja's back, or Ginger Ninja, sorry. He says, what's good, fellas? What's going on, sir? Also, this poll on the short or the vertical version just completely cuts you out. It just puts, it completely over your face. So maybe we won't do a poll. Or maybe we'll do a poll. I don't know. We'll stop the poll. But yeah,
things are doing okay over here. Doing okay. March Madness has been fun. I love it. Again, I just love how the upsets happen and people are just devastated. If you've been a listener or a viewer of the show for a long time, I love sad fans. Oh,
Yeah.
March Madness has just got the best sad fans of all time. It's so
Dude,
great.
I'll tell you what,
It's a month long of just it's just a month long of sad fans. It's so great.
the Florida fans were very sad last night. They were doing a lot of crowd shots in that game of just
Oh, it was
very
fan
sad Florida
oh,
fans.
I love it. No, I absolutely love every second of it.
Also, I upgraded our streaming thing because I thought it would get us 4K. It did not. And then I tried to cancel it because it didn't. And then it was like, hey, we'll give it to you 3 months for free. And I was like, all right. So now we got this, which means we can do different fonts again. So again, all these are bad, but still, we got the option. I kind of like that one. But yeah, so now that it's always weird when we don't start the show together, then we got to get back into it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to take that call. It came in right as the show was starting. That was one that I couldn't just be like, hey, yeah, call me back.
Oh, and Ginger Ninja says my Tar Heels shit the bed. Yes, they did. But
Yes,
I feel
they
like
did.
a lot of teams. I mean, Florida. We're just talking about that one. Florida shit the bed the most. To
Yeah,
lose
but at least
that game,
at least Florida lost to a team that we know of, right?
I mean,
Like
that's
that.
true. Yeah.
I mean, High Point. Come on, High Point. Let's go. I know you're very sad about your UNC, but that was pretty funny.
Yeah. But let's talk about. I mean, I've watched
All
a
right, that was
shitload of these.
Wisconsin. Sorry, UNC lost to another team. There's so many losses.
I've watched a shitload of these college basketball March Madness games. The best thing, which I wish other sports did, is twofold with March Madness. One, all you need to do is just put numbers next to the team names, because then you go, I'm either rooting for the higher rated team, the higher seeded team, because I think March Madness is a bullshit way to decide a champion, or you're rooting for the lower number team because you were rooting for the underdog. So right there, even without knowing any player, anything about the other teams, you go, I'm rooting for the higher seed, I'm rooting for the lower seed. That's number one. Number two is when they put all the other games happening and what channels they're happening on right there, like up in the corner. That's amazing. I don't know
how they run March Madness is just, it's almost flawless, really.
Well, it's also, I was thinking about this the other day because I was obviously at work when a bunch of these games were going on, and people were saying like, oh, can you put this on? Can you put that on? Just looked up in the corner and I was like, oh, I just have to go to this channel. I just have to go to that channel. No other sport does this. And it also is, I feel like, the last major sporting event that is untainted by like the streaming revolution. Like, it's untainted by it. You think about NFL, it's like the biggest thing I hate about the NFL is just like, what channel is this game going to be on? Like last year, there was so many times where I was just like, all right, I'm trying to find my Eagles game. It's got to be on Fox. And then it's not on Fox. And then it's not on CBS. And then it's like, okay, I got to go. What is it? I got to go to Red Zone. So then I go to Red Zone and it's like that game is blocked out in my. So it's just like I've tried 4 different things to watch one game. And it's, what is it? That's the NBA too, where it's just like, all right, tonight's Tuesday. The games are on NBC, but they're not on NBC. They're only on Peacock. And then Wednesday is ESPN. And then Thursday and Monday are Prime. And it's just a pain in the dick. It's a pain in the ass. Like March Madness is just like, we air them on 3 channels at the same time every day. Here are the 3 channels. Like, we'll tell you which game is on which channel, what's happening in each game. You can just pick and choose which one you want to go to. It's perfect. It's perfect. And I can't, again, we need to celebrate it before it gets shit on. And next, in 5 years from now, where it's like, oh, the Final Four is on Prime Video and NBC and HBO, and then the Sweet 16 is on CBS and Paramount Plus and Tubi, and it's just now it's like it's 3 channels. You flip back and forth between the channels. All of them are on HBO. Like all of them are on Max. Just choose which one you want to watch. It's perfect, Casino. It's a perfect sporting event that, again, everybody cares about, where 2 weeks ago nobody gave a single shit about college basketball. It's perfect. It's perfect sport. It's a perfect sporting event. But outside of that, I still think our picks of what we said, Duke, we both said Duke on
Yeah,
the
Duke and
one side.
Arizona were the ones that we had going to the finals. So Arizona, they already beat Long Island. They blew them out 92-58. They beat Utah State by 12 here. So they got Arkansas next. The fun one was Duke. Duke was trailing. It actually made history where a 1 seed playing a 16 seed, Siena, the team that they were playing in the first round, actually I think they had like a 11-point lead. I think 9-11, something like that, 11-point lead going into halftime, and that was the largest deficit a 1 has ever had against a 16 going into halftime in tournament history. I thought they were going to do it, and then Siena only put up 22 points the second half, and they didn't make it.
See, I did not think they were going to do it because it felt like that entire first half, Duke was just like, all right, we're playing a 16 seed. And then when they went into halftime, they're just like, oh shit.
Their coach
they're actually trying.
beat the shit out of them.
Like,
yeah. What I love, and you always got to look with March Madness, there's four seeds that you got to look at. You always have to look at the 12 versus the 5 and the 11 versus the 6. And you had multiple upsets, no more than the High Point beating Wisconsin, which was just great. It was a high point. And yes, I did that. And what I loved about that, though, was that was High Point's first. I even texted you when that happened. I was like, I love this. This is getting emotional. That was their first tournament win in program history, which I thought was really neat. But there was a lot of good games, a lot of good upsets so far. Texas, for instance, they're an 11 seed. They had to play in that first 4 in, the first 4 in games. And so they won. Then they beat BYU, and then they beat Gonzaga, who was ranked number 3. And now they get to play Purdue, who's ranked 2. So that is pretty cool. That's the first time a team that had to play in the first 4 has made it to the Sweet 16. They had to win 3 games in 5 days. That's a lot of play. That's a lot of games.
Dude.
I'm expecting them to get blown out by Purdue just because they're probably exhausted. But I mean, to make the Sweet 16 and you were one of the first 4 in, and you had to have that like play-in round, right? Good on them. And then you had multiple other seeds. Obviously, we got Florida losing in the second round, which was just delightful and delicious, all in all.
Again, a lot of sad Florida fans.
I've never been a Florida fan, like at all. Like I've never cared for Florida sports. And Iowa beating them. I'm not a big fan of Iowa either, but I just like that. I like the sad fans because being a number 1 seed, you do not expect to lose to a 9 seed in the second round, especially when they put up 114 points against Prairie View the day before or whatever. They over doubled Prairie View.
Also, what is it? Shout out to my wife, where she watched the end of the Florida Iowa game, and without any type of without any type of hesitation, without any type of filter whatsoever, she just goes, "Wow, there's a lot of white guys on Iowa," and I was just like, "Yeah, it's Iowa."
Yeah, Iowa. All right,
and she was like, "But I like Florida's colors more," and then I was just like, yeah, but again, Iowa's, and then we watch them, and then she was like, wow, I can't believe Iowa won. And I was like, you can't say that after saying it was a team filled with white guys. You can't be shocked that they won.
That's so funny. But then you had like the 11 seeds beating the 6, right? You had VCU beating our boy here on the chat, his North Carolina, out in the first round. That's never fun to do. At least you made the tournament, right? At least you made the tournament.
Well, especially when Duke is like the odds-on favorite to win it all.
Yeah,
like that's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt.
And then 100% with that rivalry. I hate both of those teams tremendously. But being from Las Vegas, I am not a Tar Heels fan.
Sorry, Ginger Ninja.
Fan. Sorry, just can't do it. And then Texas, like I said, they beat BYU. The one that I really liked, and it happened in the second round, and it was just madness, just pure madness. Did you see the end of that Kentucky game? Or it was in the first round, not second round. Kentucky, Santa Clara.
Yes.
Wild. So for those who didn't see that one, you must be living under a rock if you didn't see that one. So essentially, Santa Clara comes down. Kentucky lays it up. They tie the ball game at 73 or whatever it was, something like that. And then Santa Clara comes down, and 2 seconds left, a little over 2 seconds, they hit a 3-pointer. You're like, oh, Like, that's going to be really tough for Kentucky to get the ball in, get down court, and hit almost a half court shot for just to tie it to go to OT. And by God, they did it. And like, it wrecked me so much because I was like, Santa Clara, yeah, California. Like, I thought they were going to be able to do it. I'm not a Kentucky fan, but that
Also,
was gut
this
wrenching.
is, I mean, look at this win probability chart. It is
Yeah.
all Kentucky. It shoots up a little right here with 3 points with what that says 3 points with 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, what is it? Oh, this is great. Miss 3 point, rebound, miss field goal, rebound, a minute left, shoots sky high with the 3-pointer with 2 seconds left, and then it just goes to OT and then it falls off a cliff. But look at that just spike right there to where they go from 50% to 60%, 50%, 97%, and then the very next thing it's 50-50. That's the definition of March Madness right there. That was phenomenal. That was again, there's been a lot of good of good tournament games so far. And again, I feel like the first two rounds,
it's still gonna end out the same way, right? We thought all the number one seeds were gonna go, but it's number ones or number twos are typically always gonna make the finals now, as we kind of talked about. But I was really happy, and I really think St. John's, they just beat Kansas in a thriller yesterday. I really hope St. John's, led by, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? One of my favorite coaches of all time. I'm literally having a brain fart. Yeah, Rick Pitino. Thank you. The mobster himself. And it's really funny that he went, like, I remember when we talked about it on the show back when he went to St. John's, and it's like, you're really having Rick Pitino, the guy who's questionable in the NCAA, and he looks and dresses like a mobster and kind of acts like one. Yeah, he's going to St. John's. All right. But with how Duke's been playing, they're only favored by 6.5, and I might pick St. John's on this one, just with how Duke has been playing. I know they beat TCU pretty handedly last game, but I don't know. I feel like Duke's a little shaken, and St. John's just kind of riding high right now. So
I haven't seen any. I think I haven't seen any discussion about people picking Duke. I'm seeing a lot of people being like Alabama's going to upset Michigan, and I don't see that at all. Michigan still is a 10.5 point favorite.
Yeah, they're the highest left. That's the highest point prediction that's left going into the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
and then the next one is Arizona at 7.5, I believe, over 7.5 over in Arkansas. So like, no, it's people are picking that because they want the money. They want to win it, right? they're picking that, and I wouldn't touch that game at all. No way.
No, Michigan won both their first two games by 21 and 23. So, and again, Alabama won by, oh no, that's Texas Tech. Alabama won by 20 against Hofstra, and then won by, 15 against Texas Tech. So they're kind of similar, but again, I just think it's going to be Michigan and Duke. We said Michigan and Duke, or Duke and Arizona.
I said Duke, Arizona, and that's what I expect it to be.
Yeah, I think it's a wash again, but I think Iowa, Nebraska is going to be fun. I mean, talk about two teams of white guys. Nebraska
that one's
and
gonna be fun. That one's gonna be fun. I mean, you got a 9 and a 4 seed, so that's gonna be entertaining because both of those teams, you're not expecting them to be the blowout kind of team, right?
Well, and that's the lowest. That's the lowest number. It's only a 1.5 point spread.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I mean, it's going to be a lot of white guys out there. Have your wife watch that game. Have her watch that game and choose a team.
But yeah, I think we said before the tournament started, I think we said Duke, Houston, Arizona, Michigan, and that's pretty much looks like what the Final Four is going to be. I can't see any other scenario where that happens unless obviously
we called it out of that South, right? Out of the South bracket that we just didn't think Florida could do it. I didn't expect them to go out when they did. But I expect Houston to make that Final Four.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To play Duke.
So again, it's fun. A couple upsets here and there, a lot of buzzer beaters, some double OT games, some regular OT games. But once it gets to Elite Eight, then it just kind of becomes chalk, right? It just becomes chalk. It's everything is chalk. But Yeah, I'm still watching it. And again, I also don't understand. It's March Madness. Why do they start the tournament at the end of March? And then the championship goes into April. Why don't they just dominate March? There's nothing else going on in March. The combine is over in February. March Madness should always be the first weekend in March. Like,
Yeah.
do first weekend of March, championship game last weekend in March. And then that you just dominate an entire month. It's I don't
It's the
I don't know.
month. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I love it. And the NIT is going on and all of that as well. So there's just basketball for days. You have the men's, the women's, NIT. There's just so much going. 30 games a day, like at least for the
Mhm.
start of it. It's fantastic. I love it.
It
Um,
reminds me
can't
March
wait.
Madness always reminds me of what I really loved about, the pandemic NBA, where it was just nobody was doing anything. The second it came back, it was like, "Oh, you turn on the TV at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's just an NBA game on a Wednesday." Like, and obviously that worked in the pandemic because nobody could do anything, but I do like where you're just like, "Oh, yeah, there's just a game going on." I always like that about baseball. I hate that about playoff games.
Oh
Playoff
yeah.
games, I mean, March Madness, it doesn't matter because it's like a 1 in a 16, and you're just like, all right, like this can be on at noon,
But
but
again, Sienna, oh, they almost took care of Duke, which would have been hysterical.
that would have been,
Which,
I mean, that would have been what the biggest upset
well, I
in
mean,
March
it
Madness
hasn't. I
history.
think it's happened
It's
before.
only happened once,
Yeah,
right? Where a
right.
16
That was
seed
just
beat
a
a
few
one
years
seed.
ago.
Yeah.
Which teams was that? One seed beating a 16, or one seed losing to a 16. Let's see here, because that was just recently.
But if it would have been like a team, the caliber and like the
Oh,
prestige of Duke,
I thought it was so recent. That was back in 2018. Jeez, like, god darn it,
decade ago,
dude.
yeah. What two teams?
Um. Oh, okay. No, it's actually happened twice. Sorry, it was more recent than that. So, just off of Google search AI, the first time it was 2018. It was where UMBC beat Virginia 74 to 50, 74 to 54. They like smoked them, and then FDU beat Purdue 63 to 58 back in 2023. So it was, as of recent, it was just like 2 years ago. But yeah, so
But see,
with one seed holding
I
with
stand by my
one
statement. If it would have been Duke, that would have been the biggest 16 seed beating a 1 seed of all time, just
oh,
because
I
of
would
what
one
Duke
one
means to
hundred
college
percent
basketball.
because
Yeah,
Duke is Duke, right?
yeah.
And so this is listen to this. So with one seeds holding a 162 to 2 all-time record, historically, like, yeah, and the only 2 that have happened are been within the last 8 years. So, we almost had 3. We almost had 3. Would have
So
been
now
great.
that begs the question, Casino, which is a discussion that is always had when March Madness comes around. I don't know if you and I have ever had it on this show. Is the March Madness tournament with the brackets and the seeds, is it a, I don't want to use the word fair, but is it the best way to decide a champion?
I think so. I think so because I don't know how else you could do it to make it fair. I really don't. I mean, the regular season means something in the basketball, right? Because like they play non-conference, they play conference, and they play a lot of games in both. And you have your at-large bids, and so it's not like the college football playoffs where it's very tough to get in, right? Like where you now with the playoffs, you get 5 at-large bids and then some conference tournaments. That's it.
Yeah.
Like this is everybody gets a shot. Like you win your conference championship, you get to go to the big dance. And then you can see teams like High Point, go out there and win, which is fantastic. That's what you want to see. And their coach brought up a really good point. I don't know if you saw that, but he was like, "We need." Oh man, where is it? Basically, the High Point coach, he was out there talking about how more teams need to be playing each other in the regular season. Or here it is. I'll pull it up. But yeah, no, I think it's the only fair way you could possibly do it.
Well,
Let me
especially
pull this up.
when you think about it, when it comes to what is it? College basketball, which we talked about, where NIL has now made these, power conference teams, these big names. Obviously, we have the Dukes and the Floridas we just saw. Houston has been in it for the past couple of years. Then obviously Michigan, Alabama, Purdue, Arizona, all these big college basketball names are now just becoming like super teams, where we talked about it last episode, where NIL has kind of evened out college basketball, and in college, no, as evened out college football. And then in college basketball, it's just shrunken the field to now where you have what, 7 to 12 just super teams, where every good where every good high school basketball player goes to, one of these top 12 schools. So again, I think it wouldn't be a good way to decide a champion if every year we were all of a sudden getting 14 seeds and 8 seeds in the finals. But every year in college basketball, like you just said, it's only happened twice where a number 1 seed has ever fallen to what's supposed to be basically a first round bye, right? Where it's just like you're playing, a smaller school that's just happy to be there. What is it? Siena will hang their hat where they're like, we hung against the best team in the nation for a half. Right. And it's like, that'll be a big thing for that school on that campus. But again, if college basketball or if college football, if every tournament they were playing a 16 seed in the first round and they were playing like a division 3 school, then you'd just be like, all right, why are they doing this? In college basketball, you're kind of just like, well, they're doing it because it's like fun. And again, it doesn't lead to an upset. It's basically a warm-up game and the other school gets a shitload of money from it.
Yeah.
So
So
why
let me
not?
ask you this. So that High Point coach, I found it. His interview with TBS after the win post game, he goes, "It looks pretty obvious to me that high." This is from US Today. It looks pretty obvious to me that high majors need to play mid majors during the season. They said we ain't played nobody. We played somebody now. What do you think that there should be a little bit more? I mean, because we already talked about it in football, like Alabama, they always play cupcakes, right? They always play cupcakes. Do you think that there needs to be a little bit more um, transparency, between the two different basically weight classes in college basketball? I mean, I don't. I think there's plenty of teams. You play plenty of games, and
Yeah.
you show up in March Madness, right? You're not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're
That's
a
the
mid
whole point.
major. You're not going to go and you're not going to win the championship. If you win the NCAA championship, that is insane. That'll go down the record books. But going out there and proving that you can hang with bigger schools. Okay, you got
Well, I
one
mean,
win. You got
the
one win.
perfect what is it? The perfect example of what you're talking about, and kind of goes against what that coach is talking about, is look what happened to Miami of Ohio this year.
Mm-hmm.
They were undefeated until tournament started, or until championship started. I'm sorry. Then they
Yeah,
lost in their
their
championship
conference
tournament.
championship. Yep.
And then first round, they're playing against Tennessee, which again, Tennessee is a good team. They're in the Sweet 16. They weren't playing Duke in the first round. They
No,
weren't
but you
playing
can
Michigan.
also I get what you're saying, but you can also put that up that they just like Texas, they did play one of the first fours in, right? They did play SMU and they won by 10, 89-79. So they were probably a little gassed on that, but I see your point. I do see your point. And that's good for them and their program, and they did well. And then but you got to finish it out, right? Win your conference. Maybe you would not have been in the first four to play, and you could have potentially got like a ten seed, maybe a 9 seed if you went almost undefeated. Well, I guess you would have had to gone undefeated in the regular season, and
Yeah.
that they're going to look at that. You might. They know you're in a weaker conference. You played weaker teams, but they might put you at like a 9 or a 10,
Well,
and
if
that
they
and that
would
gets you out
have
of that first round. That first four battling in, and now you're rested. Maybe you do have a shot to beat a team like Tennessee.
Well, let's play the if game, which is if Miami of
Oh, the Justin Herbert
Ohio.
game.
Yes, let's play the Justin Herbert if man game. If Miami of Ohio would have won their conference championship and would have been undefeated going into the tournament, first off, I don't think they're in the first four. I think they get an automatic bid that, like you're saying, they came into the tournament as an 11 seed. What they probably would have been 8 or 9.
I wouldn't
At
see
the
any
highest.
no lower than 8. Definitely. I would probably have put them at a 9
So,
coming
but
in.
still, even in that scenario, they're playing St. Louis the first round, or they're playing Georgia. So you look at that, and you're just like, they probably still get beat by both those teams. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think it would have mattered, but again, that becomes the thing where nobody would have been talking about Miami of Ohio if they were playing Tennessee or Kentucky, or we'll throw out even UNC during the regular season, because I don't think they come out of that undefeated. Like, their conference and their schedule had as much to do with their record as anything. I mean, yeah. So, but again, they were the story during the regular season, outside of obviously the powerhouses, because of what they were doing. And then March Madness got in the first four, had their first game, and just got pretty much the doors blown off them. Like, they lost that game by 20 points, and it was never really close. So I don't know. Again, is that good for college basketball? Probably, because then it makes March Madness mean something, but then it again invalidates the regular season because they can't even get past the first round.
Mm.
So
Yeah, just
I don't
different
know.
conference tournaments and whatnot. I always like watching those teams, and those teams in small conferences. They have to win to get in, right? There's no
Yeah,
at large bids for them, even remotely close to it, and you almost have to have an undefeated season, like
Miami of
Miami of
Ohio.
Ohio,
Yeah,
that to get in. But yeah, I love watching those games and those conference championships, because and they're playing in like high school gymnasiums, and you're just
yeah.
like, man, this means a lot to them. Like, this is
Well,
this
and
is
the
their Super Bowl.
atmospheres
Just
of
to
those are always good.
yeah, just to get there, is a big thing. And then, like, High Point, you win one. That's awesome. You win one, then you get blown out. It's
Well,
okay. It's
not
okay.
only that, what is it? First four in. I mean, the Cinderella that's left is Texas. That
Yeah.
was one that was
And
a
again,
first four in.
they've won 3 games in 5. They won 3 games in 5 games. 3 games in 5 days. Sorry. I'm having
Yeah.
a little hard time today. Oh, whew,
Well, and what is it? That game against Purdue, I mean, it's only a 6.5 point spread. Like, that
it's not much.
is, I mean, again, for an 11 seed to play a 2 seed, only 6.5. I mean, look at what Arizona, Arkansas, that's a 1 and a 4, and
Well, I
it's
mean, again,
7.5.
they just beat
Like,
Gonzaga by 6, and they
yeah,
were a
and
3.
Gonzaga looked good too. I
Yeah.
like
So
Gonzaga.
so I mean, yeah, so they win one of the first 4 in, then they beat number 6 BYU by 8, and then they beat Gonzaga by 3. Like, they're moving. They're moving. You got to
Or
feel
no, they beat
good.
them by 7, 74-68. Texas? Texas beat Gonzaga 74-68.
Oh, okay.
But
My
yeah,
bad.
and then what is
And
it?
that's
Purdue again destroyed Queens and then beat
so that's
Miami
that's not
by
6?
what? No, you said beat them by 3.
Oh, Gonzaga's, they are ranked 3. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you won by 6.
But
I need to
yeah,
check
and then
myself. I mean,
Purdue
am I okay?
and then the tournament starts again on Thursday.
Yeah.
So 4 teams like Texas, where they're playing so many games in what is it, such a short window, like
This
that
is a
rest will
big
probably be,
this is a big rest for him.
yeah.
What
But
game are you
still,
most excited out of the Sweet 16? So Duke, St. John's, Arizona, Arkansas, Michigan State, UConn. I really have zero interest in that, even though that's a
no, I
3
don't like
versus a
that either.
2.
Yeah.
Even though that's a 3 versus a 2, I have zero interest in that. Texas, Purdue, and then you got over in the South, you have Iowa, Nebraska, Michigan, Alabama, and you have Illinois, Houston, Tennessee, Ohio State.
See, I know nothing about college basketball regular season. I just know what I've seen in the tournament. So people that talk and follow college basketball all season, again, really keep hyping up this Alabama Michigan game. So
Yep.
that's probably the one I'm most excited for, followed by Iowa Nebraska, just because that's going to be probably the closest, evident by the line of that game. And then I think my third would be like Texas, Purdue, Duke, St. John's. I just think those are the three.
Duke St. John's for me, because I've always liked Patino. I mean, he almost came to UNLV, and I would have loved that, because maybe that would have saved our program, but whatever. But they decided not to. pay a coach and just pay the 3 previous coaches. Sorry, I'm really upset with UNLV and how they're running their football or basketball program and their
I
football
mean, just
program.
both.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
the school,
yeah,
athletic department.
yeah. There we go. Man, back even when I was in school and UNLV basketball was good, there was still chance at every game I went to that they were trying to get the director of athletics out of there and fired, and they were in the top 25. So people
There was a
aren't a
time
fan with
in
them.
our friendship where I'm pretty
We're
sure.
friends.
Yes.
Oh,
There was a time during our friendship where I'm like 90% sure UNLV basketball was like your number one thing.
oh yeah.
Like your
No, I
number
mean
one thing.
they still mean a lot to me. I still watch them, dude. I didn't have access to watch the game yesterday, but I did have it on with the game cast, and I was watching. They did lose in the second round of the NIT. Boo. But yeah, no, I love UNLV sports and athletics. I mean, I'm from Vegas, and those are the teams that are not good that are, being a Boston sports fan, and then Golden Knights when they became a franchise here, that I'm a very spoiled sports fan. But I always tell people I am a fan of UNLV athletics, so shove it. But it was nice. The only time that, like, outside of the early 90s and late 80s, early 90s, when UNLV basketball was good, they were consistently in the top 25 when I was in college, which was nice.
Which was at this point a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long
I mean,
time
what,
ago.
I'm 35, so
We're
whatever.
old.
I mean, shit. 35, at least 15 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
that's just wild to think, dude. Ugh, it's gross. I hate it.
Dude, I'm about
hate
to
it.
turn 36 in a month.
Yeah.
And I was doing the math and I was just like, wait a second. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So I am now as old as I was when I graduated high school. Like
Yeah.
that, which broke my
It's been
brain.
that long. That it is mind blowing, and I'm not ready for that. Not ready for that. I will say this, and we'll end this with the college basketball, and then we'll move over to a couple of football news things that happened. UNLV, they still have 2 records. One is really, really cool. One is not so cool. One is they still have the largest win over another team in the national championship. They won by 30, which was super awesome. And that was when they won their national title. And then the other one, not so great, is they have the biggest number 1 bust of all time to go to the NBA. So,
well, that was, I think, what year was that? Where it was, what's that guy's name?
Anthony Bennett.
Anthony Bennett, where he got drafted by the Cavs. Wasn't that like a year after LeBron left the Cavs? So it was like he was like basically like the LeBron replacement. And everybody, when he got drafted, was like, this is the worst number 1 pick ever. And then didn't he flame out because he had like asthma or something like
it
that?
was 2 different issues. So he was drafted back in 2013, and yes, he was drafted by the Cavs. And yeah, he had asthma and he had back issues, and we knew this. Like, it was known. If you were a UNLV, fan of the team and whatnot, like, you knew this. You knew that he wasn't 100%. So when people were talking about him going number 1, I'm like, cool. Like, cool. Get a good trainer. Get a good trainer, because this is not gonna work out well for you. And then he went number 1 overall, and I still remember all, like, my brother and all of our friends who are big UNLV fans from UNLV, from Vegas, went to UNLV, graduate, and we are all just like, yeah, that's not going to end well. That's not going to go over well in the
I think that draft is like one of the worst NBA drafts.
Oh, it 100%
I don't
was.
think anybody
and
came
Anthony
out
Bennett getting number 1 overall, I still know that UNLV holds the worst number 1 draft pick of all time, biggest bust ever, and it came from UNLV.
Oh, that was rough. Rough.
So we'll leave it off on that, because I only got like 10 more minutes before I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up the wife from work. Her car's in the shop.
Her car's in the shop. All right. We'll save NBA and NHL for Wednesday. I'm sure everybody wants to hear our hot take on the Lakers suddenly being like the best team in the NBA and how good that's going to be.
They're going to flame out. They're going to flame out like they always do.
but what I wanted to talk about, Casino, is Travis. So two things. One, or actually three things, but
Three
two of
things.
them tied together, which is Travis Kelce. And I sent this to you right before the show started. It was kind of like
I just giggled.
breaking news. This is a weird. So for anybody who hasn't seen it, Travis Kelce, the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, signed a
You mean Taylor Swift's fiance,
yes,
right?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Now I know who we're
Taylor
talking
Swift.
about. You got it.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is that woman that sometimes comes to NFL games. Unless the Chiefs aren't winning, and then all of a sudden she's never there. Did you
She's got
notice
a
that
tour.
last year when the
Yeah.
Chiefs were bad? Never cut to her once. That's weird. But Travis Kelce signed a 3-year, $54 million deal that could be worth up to $57 million. Let me repeat that. 3-year deal. What? There was talks if he was retiring for the past 3 years, ironically, and now all of a sudden he has signed. He was supposed to be a free agent. Apparently, the rumors were other teams were
Is the
looking
wedding
to get
off or something?
I have no. First off, I have no idea. Second off, there was
Oh,
no
obviously.
chance he was going to any other. There was no chance he was going to any other team. But a 3-year deal. That's what's going on
Ridiculous.
here, Casino. What is
I don't
your
know.
hot take of why it's a
I
3-year
mean,
deal?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous and just stupid upon the Chiefs to do this. I mean, they're keeping him because he's Travis Kelce. He's on the Mount Rushmore of tight ends, right? And he means a lot to this team because they won a whole bunch of Super Bowls with him. I really think that's the only reason they're signing him, because
But
the dude
also
has
weren't
declined so hard over the last years. And my biggest hot take going into the last season was the Chiefs won't make the playoffs. And one of the main reasons was your safety blanket with Travis Kelce from Mahomes is diminished rapidly over the past year and a half going into that season. So I was like, and look what happened. They didn't make, and he did not have a super great season. Like, he still had an okay season, but he did not have.
But no,
a
remember
Travis
he was
Kelce
also
season.
dropping a lot of balls and
Mhm.
like gotta have it moments, gotta have it games. And also the Chiefs before this deal were the team with the least amount of cap space, the team 6 from the bottom to have the least amount of cap space. So there are only 5 teams in the league that had worse cap space than the Chiefs. Now, after they have signed Travis Kelce to, again, he's going to be averaging $18 million a year. The Chiefs cap space before this, these pop-ups, before this, they only had $7 million in cap space. So Kelce is now averaging $18 million a year. So they're just going to have to rework what, 2 to 4 contracts to get it to where they have enough money to
$11 million bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, to pay Travis Kelce and then sign their draft picks. Like, again, I keep seeing things where it's like people will be like, Chiefs next year, they're going for it. They have no cap space. They have no weapons on their offense. They signed, the only significant person they've signed is Kenneth Walker III, and then they got rid of their starting corners. So they got worse defensively. They're not paying anybody. And all they brought in was a running back who, until the last 5 games of last season, had never been the bell cow back for a team.
No,
so
but he goes into that team with a great O-line in Seattle, and now he's going to one that is not great. And one of the other reasons, it was the other reason why I picked the Chiefs to not make the playoffs last year. And I'm going to keep, hitting that because I got that right. And I mean, Walker's great, and he's probably going to still put up numbers, but he's not going to be, in my mind, I don't think he's going to be as electric as everybody thinks he's going to be. He's not going to be that guy that is, hey, give him the ball, he will make everything happen in the world. Like, he is now going to be the best just because he got Super Bowl MVP. That was because Charbonnet got hurt, and then he had to step up, and he did. Congratulations, you did. You had a great O-line. You had a quarterback that was like, screw the league, I'm going to win a Super Bowl. And he was just locked in the playoffs. He was just lights out. You have a play caller, quarterback that is playing that level. You have an O-line that's playing at the level they were playing at. Yeah, you're going to look great. Now you go to a team where things are going to struggle a little bit, and they'll see what you can do. He's going to be good. Like, he's going to be good. Is he going to be great? I don't think so.
No. Also, our teams have the 6th and 7th most cap space. Still
I know,
after free
and
agency.
they haven't really done. That's why I'm.
I know. And our teams let everybody walk and haven't signed anybody, and it makes no sense. But yeah, when it comes to the Chiefs and Travis Kelce, yes, the Kenneth Walker signing is good because they've never had like a real effective running back since Kareem Hunt had like that 2-year window where he was going off. But also, Andy Reid, his entire coaching career, has never been a run first or really rely on the run at all head coach. Like, I mean, I love Brian Westbrook, but he was primarily used as a pass catcher out of the backfield in terms of like just a straight up running back. So then you look at Kenneth Walker and it's like, he's really good in the open field. But again, you look at the Chiefs and you're like, which of their wide receivers are you scared of? None. Travis Kelce, we saw was, again, he lost that Chiefs-Eagles game last year. Travis Kelce single-handedly lost in that game when the touchdown hit him right in the hands, bounced off, and was a pick six. So it just becomes a thing where
I loved that. I just loved how he just was like, "Oh no!"
But again, we thought
Taylor was Taylor in the audience for that one? Do you know? I mean, you watched that game.
I think she was on that one. Yeah, because it was still early in the season. It was still well, no, Taylor Swift loved it because she's always been an Eagles fan. So she was like, "Oh my God, my favorite team actually won." But
I still love the fact that his sister-in-law, Jason's wife, is diehard Eagle, like diehard, and I'm sure she was just like laughing her ass off, and I really hope she was. I really hope that's the kind of dynamic that family has, where she's just like, "Ha ha, you suck. My team stole the ball out of your hand, you loser." Oh man, I would have paid money to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
But
they're at Thanksgiving, and it's just like quiet as hell, and then she was just like, "Hey, Travis, do you remember?" And then like, sorry, I can't.
But now let's look at Kelce's, the other Kelce, not the superior Kelce, but Travis Kelce. Let's look at his stats. So the last 3 years, last year, he had, for the first time since 2015, less than 90 receptions. Well, I guess less than 80 receptions. He had 76 receptions, 851 yards, 5 touchdowns. I do think that his best contribution to the Chiefs was he was their best red zone target, and he was getting 12, 9, 11, 10 touchdowns. Last 3 years, 5 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So again,
and that right there, it shows what I was saying is like there was a decline in 2023, like another decline in 2024, and then he goes into this season, and yes, his numbers outside of receptions, but his yards, his touchdowns, like that was all back up. However, he was dropping the balls like crazy, just like crazy.
Yeah.
And you see the numbers right there, 76. Like, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous for a guy that it was 4 seasons ago hitting over 100 without issue.
Well, and you go game by game last year, and there was multiple games where he was just a ghost. Like, he wasn't. There were games where he had. I mean, we can go through the games right here. It's like there's always a child in these ads where I'm like, what? It's just screaming. But when you look at the games, is it not going to give me game by game? No. Dang it. It just doesn't.
I want to point out, by the way, these weights that are behind me. Oh, wait, over here. The weights that are behind me.
They say there are 27 human emotions.
My kids use those. I don't use those. I use bigger weights. Just throwing that out there.
Sure, buddy, sure. But no, last year, again, these were his game totals. 3 receptions, 12 yards, 5 receptions, 36 yards, 1 reception, 6 yards. Those were against the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Titans. So 2 of the 3 worst teams in the entire NFL last season. He had 1 reception for 6 yards, 3 receptions for 12 yards. And he didn't have a single game last season where he went over 100 yards. He had 2 games where he went over 90. And then the closest after that was he had a 70-yard game. He had 2 70-yard games, 2 60-yard games. Honestly, looking at these yards, it's insane that he still got over 851 because he had a 26-yard game, a 48-yard game, a 43, 45, 8-yard, 6-yard, 12-yard, 36. Like, again, those are just not Travis Kelce numbers. Those are average tight end in the league numbers.
I'm not. It's silly that they gave him this deal. Just absolutely silly. But
the other deal that I wanted to talk about, we can kind of just mention.
Yeah, got to get going here. But yeah, let's mention it.
Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion Jackson Smith and Jigba reach an agreement with the Seattle Seahawks. 4 years, $168 million extension that now makes him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. That is...
You better lead them to another Super Bowl.
Well, again, Seattle, I mean, we talk about salary cap. Seattle has... so our teams have the 6th, 7th. Seattle has the 8th most cap space still available. And yes, I feel like they lost a lot of people, obviously with Kenneth Walker, but that defense, again, kind of still intact.
Yeah, I mean, you lose a couple people on a Super Bowl caliber team like that. You know, you're still playoff heavy team, right?
Yeah,
you're not going to be that juggernaut that everybody was expecting that was rolling towards the end of the year, but you are definitely going to still turn heads because you still have a really good team. Yeah, you let Walker go, right? Okay, well, guess what? Charbonnet's coming back. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be fine.
Well, also, the reason why I feel like all these max super contracts are happening right now is the cap jumps by $50 million in 2 years. So again, you make these contracts backloaded, you put it all in the final 2 years of those contracts, which I think is what's going on with Travis Kelce. It wouldn't surprise me if the majority of that contract was in the last year or second to last year. In this first year, they basically get him for free, kind of the Shohei Ohtani deal. Remember, he was like getting like $1 million 1 year.
So it's two. It was $700 million deal. For 10 years, and he's getting paid $2 million a year. So, and then it's backloaded that he's going to get $680 million in a lump sum.
Yeah, so that might be.
I mean, it's paid off. It's
100%.
Paid off. So
yeah, and baseball's about to start, and the Dodgers are still like the clear-cut favorites.
I mean, I got all my Boston gear on right now, right? You can go Boston, woohoo, go Sox. But I'm not. You know, it means nothing. It means nothing. The Dodgers are going to win again, and it's gross. Baseball's broken. Baseball is broken.
But we love it. And what opening day?
Playoff baseball is great. Playoff baseball is always great. And
opening day is Wednesday.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
I mean, we can do our, spoiler alert for what our what our World Series predictions are going to be on Wednesday, but I think
spoiler alert, the Dodgers might be there.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to talk about, Casino. Are you out?
How quick?
Did you see any of the Fanatics Flag Football Classic?
I did. I saw Tom Brady throw the ball at Paul's chest, and that was fantastic. I don't even know. Was it Jake Paul? Which Paul brother was it?
No, it was Logan Paul. I only know that because he's now in the WWE.
Yeah, see, I get those two mixed up because they're both douchebags. So I just love that Tom Brady, my boy, just like chucked the ball into his chest and thought it was the funniest thing. And it bounced up, and Tom Brady caught it back, and he's just laughing like, oh. And then he immediately just throws that dart, like he dives out of the way and just throws a dart to Diggs in the back of the end zone. God, he's so good. He's so good. That was what I saw. That was my highlight right there.
Yeah, Brady
throwing the ball at his chest.
Well, Hurts, Brady, and Burrow were the 3 quarterbacks playing. A bunch of guys come out of retirement. There was like Odell Beckham Jr. They were playing with a bunch of celebrities and flag football stuff. The online discourse of what happened in this flag football game proves not only how much people miss football, but how much football is on people's brains, because Joe Burrow threw a pick 6, and then Hurts threw a pick 6 as well. And Woo! The Hurts haters. I mean, they were eating good for days, Casino.
I'll tell you, the Brady was still good. He looked athletic as shit.
I know Brady does still look good. Well, but again,
he's so good.
And I'll tell you what, we do not like him. We've talked about it on the show. ISO speed, we do not like. That guy is fast. Like that guy was step for step with every single athlete on that field.
He is very fast. Like he has his nickname for a reason.
Stupid athletic. Stupid
No,
athletic.
he is.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, he's stupid. I mean, and athletic. So
but you could say the same thing about Logan Paul. Like both of them are dumb and athletic.
I am not a big streamer person. Like I get it.
I've ever watched a stream,
dude.
My entire life.
I get their appeal to this generation, and I get all of it. I really do. I mean, I don't, but I do. It's content. People are on the internet. They're addicted to their phones, unlike our generation. And so we just have different outlets. Like you and I, we watch sports, right? Like that's pretty much it's me for sports and food. Like that's, I mean, obviously.
Well, I watch podcasts. I watch like podcasts of people talking about sports and movies and comedy and all that kind of stuff. But I would never watch just a guy just sitting there just being like
podcasts about sports.
Well, this one, I watched this one, the only sports podcast. It's the only one we got. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, I did think it was funny that, what is it? There were like the flag football guys blew out NFL pros playing flag football and everybody was losing their mind. And it was just like, guys, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, and Joe Burrow were out there in shorts and a t-shirt throwing the ball around. Like they weren't acting like this was the Super Bowl. The flag football guys were acting like this was their Super Bowl. Like this is
no, it's silly and it was great. And
it was entertaining though.
I need to get on that avocado diet.
Ginger Ninja said flag football was way better than the Pro Bowl. Completely agree. Everything 100%. I watched from this.
That is damn straight. Well, dude, I got to get going because I don't want the wife to yell at me. She's going to know when the garage door opens and everything. So I got to get going. She's going to be like, why are you late?
Last thing, they should replace the football where they have the best flag football players against all the NFL pros. That should be the new Pro Bowl. That's my pitch. But this has been the Only Sports Podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. And we will be back Wednesday to, do whatever kind of little preview we can for Major League Baseball, even though Casino said it. Baseball's broken.
Going to win the Super Bowl. But, Super Bowl?
And the World Series. They're that good. But we'll see you on Wednesday.
Bye.